everybody, welcome to Psychic Nerds 82. Surrounded by all my friends here, the ever handsome and stately David 14, who also runs a dance bar and is a pretty fantastic DJ.
A virtual one.
A virtual one.
Until now.
So now, we have Han, our resident rock star up there. Always jealous of your hair, sir. We have Tarzan, the elder statesman here, bringing wealth of knowledge and experience. And I love and care about you very much. I'm glad you're with us. We have Lost Shaker, the mysterious Lost Shaker, right there. We have Bliss, hardworking Bliss. You've been working your butt off, haven't you?
Yep. Feels good to get stuff done, though.
Yeah.
Sense of accomplishment, right?
Yeah. So many things we could say about Dee Dee. Dee Dee, I'm interested this week. For one, you look fantastic. Two, I want to hear some about the real estate, what you're seeing in real estate this week, if we could kind of talk about it. Yeah. And then we got Crypto Spartan, who's the master of the charting, right there, blue shirt. I noticed your hair is combed today. Yesterday, your hair was kind of a little erratic, sir. Crypto Spartan.
Who am I? Oh yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah. We have ever gracious host down there, right? Rudy Largo. You just had Sam and family for a few days, and unfortunately still working your day job, but yeah, you've been entertaining. How was it? How was the meetup?
We had a great visit. I had some people come over. We had some barbecue, and luckily Sam's husband is a great cook, so he handled the grill for us while we did our live show. It was kind of fun to have a live audience for that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, still waiting like the rest of us, still working my day job, waiting for the dream to come true, right?
Yeah. Yeah. How are you feeling in general about this crypto market, Rudy? You feel like we're just kind of in range, crabbing along? How are you?
Yeah, I'm just numb because, like the excitement where you do your research, you're looking at these other coins, and I just got through with taxes, and I'm just kind of like, I'll trudge through the summer, and hopefully by the fall things will be different. But it's like kind of like you get into that. I don't know if I'd call it a runner's high, but more where you're just kind of like, okay, here we go again. You're just kind of trudging along and until something else happens. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. I don't think you're alone in feeling that way. In the green room, we were talking about crypto markets viewership on different YouTube channels. Some of the bigger ones, their viewership's way down. The Google searches are way down. Seems like not a whole lot of people interested in crypto or losing interest. But yet, never seen so many raises, right? Never seen so much building going on. It's really an interesting thing that's happening. And then we have all these macro events that are kind of strange, right? In the economy, inflation, and very, very strange. And then the Ghost Santino down there, transparent. How you doing, Ghost?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good. I thought it was funny. We used to call you the Wizard, right? I used to call you the Wizard. A couple of us used to call you the Wizard.
He is the wizard. He is.
Yeah. And I think Bravo, it was either Bravo or Bloom put on the Discord the other day a Twitter handle from like Crypto Wizard or something. But the guy, whoever this individual was, sounded almost like you. So it was kind of funny. I got a chuckle the other day because maybe you have a secret Twitter handle called Crypto Wizard.
I keep it on the DL. I keep it on the down low. I prefer that. I prefer low profile.
I got you. Well, don't really know where to start today. I asked our Psychic Nerds members to submit some questions. We have some questions. A lot of the questions this week are around profit taking and strategies around that, some ideas, a few technical things. But we'll get into those later. We're going to talk about a few things. Expectations of a market bounce, I think we'll talk, or expectations of Bitcoin's going to 15K. Might be interesting to talk about. We're going to also try and have a general discussion around fires and destructions of food plants. Tarzan thinks that's kind of coincidental. It'd be nice to have a little discussion around that. And then obviously we were going to talk about Elon last week and we just kind of never made it. So let's talk about Elon's bid to get Twitter and get everyone's perspectives about those things. I promise we won't talk about dolphins or riding manatees this week, unless it gets really boring. Let's go ahead and take a look at the markets real quick. Actually, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to let you run that. Spartan will do that in a little bit. Here's where I got to do a little commercial. If you're only seeing this 30-minute sampler on YouTube, I hope you enjoy it. If you'd like to become a Psychic Nerds member, there's lots of things to do over there, surrounded by lots of smart people, lots of good people that are posting all sorts of information, helping each other, and people with a lot of experience. We have people with a lot of experience there in crypto, and we have people that are brand new as well. So something for everybody up there.
And you get access to the club Saturday night.
Yeah. So David runs a Club 14 thing, which is great. And you can hang out and have a few drinks or not, and dance your butt off and chat with your fellow psychic nerds, which is great.
Are you doing one this weekend?
Yeah, I'm doing every weekend.
Oh, every weekend. Okay.
Yeah, every Saturday night. Well, it's 11 p.m. for me here, and it's 5 a.m. For you guys on the East Coast. I have to pick a time because it's for the Aussies. It's already morning then, so I had to find a middle ground.
No, it's 5
p.m.
5 p.m.
PM.
It's
Sorry,
5 p.m.
PM.
Something I thought was interesting that I came across in crypto land that's not necessarily charts, but it looks like this premium is starting to come back a little bit more normalized here at 23% premium. We were as low as 30. And if I could get my mouse to work. Yeah. So I thought this was interesting. I kind of want to keep my eye on this as we go into this period where I think a lot of people are confused whether this market's going up, down, or sideways. Santino, you mentioned that the crypto market.
One thing about that, they're trying to convert that to an ETF that actually holds, so they've been filing for that over and over again, a spot ETF. And if they do that, wouldn't that take it directly to par? If they get that?
I would think it would force it to go directly on par. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a good way to get an extra 30% return on your Bitcoin if you want it. Yeah. 25, 23, whatever it's running at. But it could be right for the right person. I'm not saying for everybody, but it could be.
Yeah. And I don't actually know how those work. I don't know if, one, we could see movement in this premium right before or leading up to potential granting of the physical holding spot. I also don't know if they would just cash everyone out and then they got to come back in. I'm not sure. I don't, or would it just automatically?
It'd be a big taxable event for a lot of people. They wouldn't cash people out. It would just be a conversion of some kind.
All right.
Because they already hold the physical Bitcoin, so they're buying the Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So it would be pretty easy for them to convert, but I just don't think the SEC is ready to open the floodgates yet.
Yeah,
I think it has more to do with the big boys aren't prepared yet, and they don't want the little guys to get too much advantage. Because if you look at all the major institutions, they're getting ready. They're offering digital assets to their high net worth clients. They're putting ETFs together of crypto type stocks. Mm-hmm. Merrill Lynch, Bank of America, they moved their head of ETFs over to the head of digital assets in the last month. So they're preparing, but they're trying to steer a freighter, and we're running around on our little speedboats, and they just got a lot more to navigate.
Yeah.
Remind me to throw y'all an XRP bone at the end, towards the end, at some point.
That sounds good. Let's take a look at the legacy markets real quick. We'll just kind of check in. Legacy markets not doing so great today. Dow Jones down 1.7, basically 600. S&P down 79. NASDAQ down 227. Dow falls more than 500 points on Friday. Heads for fourth straight weekly loss. What is this telling us in legacy? Is this just a fight? Is this just a fight between institutions and tightening? Is that what we're seeing here? What are we seeing from these legacy
It's
markets?
JPOW, 4 initials, JPOW.
Yeah.
That's what we're seeing. He essentially, Jerome Powell and the Fed is telling everybody and doing it. They're they're taking back some of the liquidity that they've been throwing at the market for the last two and a half years, and they're not going to stop until they feel that they've broken the back of inflation. He's essentially said that. So, the moment you begin to take back liquidity, it's hard for growth stocks to go up. It's certainly hard for crypto to go up because it's out of any market, it's the most speculative side of what we're seeing happening. It got the benefit of that liquidity over the last few years, but now as they take it away, it's probably going to suffer. So the legacy market, certainly the NASDAQ has been suffering. The growth stocks in the NASDAQ has been suffering because it changes the entire market dynamics. This is not just a 6-month or a 1 year or a 2 year cycle that's changing. This is a 40-year cycle that's changing. We've been in a lowering interest rate bond bull market for 40 years, and it's now transitioning to an inflationary high interest rate market. So you're seeing nothing working right now during this transition. Bonds are getting killed, legacies getting killed, NASDAQ's getting killed, crypto, even precious metals really took it on the head this morning because liquidity is being drained out and people are selling, their winners, they're selling what they need to. Now it hasn't turned into a cascading event. We may never get that. We just may get this constant grinding lower. We've had markets like this before in our history, in the legacy markets. They're much worse than a kind of a V drop that we got during the COVID, because from a V drop, you can quickly recover. These are far worse because you can grind sideways to downwards for weeks, months, years. So essentially, we've already been doing this for a year. And last time I checked, Jerome Powell said yesterday, now 50 basis points is on the table. And so in other words, they're not going to stop. Suddenly this guy's turned into super hawk, right? He was super dove 6 months ago talking transitional inflation. Now all of a sudden he's Paul Volcker, reincarnated. So you can see how quickly these guys can change, right?
Yeah.
Well, his reputation is on right now because he's lost control. The consumer or the producer price index was up, what, almost 15%?
Yeah.
So that's going to trickle down to the consumer price index in another month or two. So, and if you look at, I read an article, if you look at the way they used to calculate inflation back in the 1970s, they keep changing the formula to try to make it better, make it better for them so it doesn't look so bad and they don't have to raise all the Social Security that much because it goes up based on CPI. But it would be 17% right now if they were calculating it the way they used to.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
So there's a lot of trouble coming.
Yeah, you know what they say, that a lousy dancer blame the floor.
I like that. That's a good analogy.
I like that too. I just don't blame the Dolphins. Let's switch over to Blockworks, see what Blockworks has got for us today. Last year, Argentina had the highest proportion of employees getting paid in cryptocurrency in the world. Now the government is offering to team up with private institutions early on to establish compliance and credibility. Interesting. Take a look at Coinbase Ventures, huge VC arm of Coinbase. Did that surprise anybody?
28% metaverse and NFTs. I could see infrastructure and DeFi, but
yeah.
Take a look at the Coinbase stock.
Getting
It's
hammered.
It's
getting
absolutely
crushed right now.
cratered. It's absolutely cratered. There's no appetite for any of this stuff right now. This is the first place liquidity comes out of, like I said, and you're seeing it in this stuff. Not a good. We need a change in narrative, right, for crypto to do something.
Tarzan, did you get a chance to play with your Coinbase NFT offering?
I did not. I haven't used my link in my special code to open it up. I was my worry was just, was unfounded. It was real, and that, the deal with, I was trying to figure out what that third party wallet was that they wanted you to attach to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was probably something like MetaMask, correct?
Yeah. I didn't actually take a look at it. I haven't got a chance to go up there, but it's a self-custody wallet. I think it's just Coinbase wallet, isn't it? Isn't it just Coinbase self-custody wallet?
It would have to be a standalone wallet. It wouldn't be, self-custody means it's the Coinbase wallet that's not actually your Coinbase wallet. If you have a exchange wallet, it's not an exchange wallet, it's their other wallet. They've been offering that to me for a week or two since I've been going in and out of Coinbase.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's if I'm not mistaken, it may be a phone wallet, not a desktop wallet. So I haven't used it, and so I don't have a self-custody wallet other than MetaMask.
Yep.
Oh, I've got all my other self-custody wallets, but I'm not sure which one you interact with, how it works. So I didn't want to tie into something that wasn't legit. That's why I was asking that question.
Yeah, Coinbase, what they have is they have a self-custody wallet where you can access the private keys, and then obviously you have your wallet that you don't have access to private keys. That's up on the exchange.
Yeah, I know a lot of people use that wallet. I just hadn't had the need to get it, but I may go ahead and download it and install it on my phone so that I can have access to that system. I wanted to use it because I thought they would have and I don't know what they're using for fees or what coins you can mint on, what chains you can mint on in there. That's what I was looking for, a much more aggregated, more varied, and maybe even cross-chained ability. I thought what Coinbase might be giving us the opportunity to use.
I could talk about metaverse forever. I could talk about NFTs. And I appreciate what's already been said, but it's obvious that the NFT space is actually pretty hot. It's doing pretty well. If anything, in crypto is kind of keeping and drawing new people in, it's NFTs right now. I think as older crypto veterans, sometimes I think this space is lost on a lot of the older crypto holders, but younger people seem to love this stuff. The Coinbase NFT offering is pretty interesting. It's almost like they're acting as a curator, meaning they're not allowing, a lot of trash out there. They're only allowing kind of the better stuff, the more interesting things, which I wouldn't even go as far as interesting, but the offerings are more like doodles and things like this that people are interested in. So not a whole lot of cutting edge stuff, but yeah. Any thoughts about that? There's been a lot of investment into metaverse NFTs, and it's actually I see a lot of interest from the public still. People
as knowledgeable as I am, I still ain't got a clue about what they're actually going to be used for. The metaverse thing.
Mm-hmm.
I need practical application. I need to touch it, feel it, watch it, see it, do it, to actually get a good idea about what it's going to be used for.
Yeah. Yeah. They're almost two different kinds of things, right? Metaverse and NFTs. You could think of it, metaverse as, I don't really want to get into it, but basically domains in which it can exist in, do different things in, but let's just say a virtual environment, right? And then NFTs are basically just a digital receipt, right? That's really all they are. But that digital receipt could get you access to coupons. It could give you access to some sort of exclusive club. It could give you access, proof of ownership. Lots of things. It could be ownership inside of video games or anything else, right? They don't have to just be those things, but I think that's a good way to kind of talk about it and think about it.
I'm going to surprise you, Moo.
Yeah.
I think there's two kind, because I'm going to actually agree with you on NFTs, even though I personally think 90% of what's happening in that space is complete garbage.
Yeah.
But here's where I agree with you, is that you've got two kinds of investors that are coming into quality NFTs, right? I'm talking now the quality space. You've got those really smart crypto investors that have made a lot of money and are now just have play money, essentially, to play with. And they're now experimenting with NFTs, or they're buying value in the NFT space. So some of these people are crypto millionaires that are spending their money there, which I think is cool. The second kind of investor in the quality NFT space are those same investors that are buying quality art, that eventually, probably even right now, are into precious metals, like geezers like me, who are preparing for the inflation that's coming. That will be the only way a guy like me buys an NFT, is if I think it'll be an inflation hedge. I don't buy into the rest of this nonsense. I think they're all expensive JPEGs. I see no personal aesthetic value to NFTs, but I see the value in how they hold my value, my capital. And that's why I would invest in it. I also see the value in NFTs in that one day it will define our financial system, in that it's on-chain, undisputable, immutable ownership, legitimacy, right? So I see it as it moves into the financial system. I think the stuff that's going on now is great. It's experimental. That's why you have young people in it. I'll let them play around and get wrecked in the NFT space, and I'll pick up, the carcasses afterwards, right?
I very much agree with you about the dichotomy there. For a lot of young people, this is their first experience with crypto, just as some of the blockchain gaming is for a lot of young people that are coming into the space. It's their first experience with crypto, which I think is really, really cool. Also, just as you stated, the illiquid nature of a high-end art market, we're seeing NFTs actually do that very, very well. The high-end ones, right? It's rich people walking up, what's the word? Capital in a vehicle that only other rich people can buy, right? So it's a strategy that's actually worked really, really well for me. End of last year into this beginning of this year. Not that I would ask or even suggest anybody do what I'm doing. It's a sector that you really have to understand, and it can be extremely detrimental to somebody that doesn't understand it. It's almost like
you can make mistakes.
Oh man,
that are very, very costly. Like, you're not going to make those mistakes, but it's not for the neophyte.
No, especially in, it'd be just like me attempting to suddenly participate in the high end real world art market. I wouldn't do very well. I'd probably get my clock cleaned. So,
but that's why these individuals, these high net worth individuals, need the Coinbases of the world to come on, right?
Yes,
because they're going to trust. Okay, geezers like me are going to trust a Coinbase over some sketchy platform, to store or hold, or be able to keep my, to move between platforms on NFTs. I'm just not going to do that. I don't trust any of those platforms, right?
Right.
So Coinbase comes out, a guy like me is going to now go, okay, now can I secure, not only can I acquire it safely, can I secure it safely, right?
Exactly. Yep, 100%.
That's why it's good news.
Yeah, it is. Because when I think of this thing as a technology and just blockchain in general, there's lots of application and there's lots of sectors, right? And I think it's just great. I think it's wonderful. Where was I going? I kind of lost my train of thought. Let's go take a look at a project that's just kind of went stupid. This thing minted at 2.5 ETH, I believe 2 ETH. And it's currently, the floor is sitting around 34. And this is just within, but this project specifically, I mean, rich people are using this as a vehicle to have an item that only other rich people can afford to buy. Right. So,
And that's all that is. It right now, I mean, it has no functional use. It is really just a it's a GIF images that have garnered support from the upper class.
No, this
What does it do?
Yeah, this one's actually pretty interesting because there's a lot of financial mechanisms being built around this for rich people. Also, exclusivity to be with other rich people, taking part in ventures and producing and owning a capital asset. So, but this, just like your gym membership, right? Your gym membership unlocks the gym for you to be with your gym crowd. A lot of these NFT projects that are going to do well, their membership into an exclusive club. So that gets you access to all sorts of things. Now, I don't know all the details of this. I only started looking into it recently, but there's a lot of these proceeds are being recycled, kind of the way the Bored Ape Yacht Club stuff was being recycled back into the project to be able to do things, right?
What is a PFP? That was what they called that utility-based PFP. It was in the description right at the top of the
I
page.
don't know what a PFP is. A collection of 10,000 utility-enabled PFPs that feature a richly diverse and unique pool of rarity.
Oh,
powered
pixelated, formatted something. That's probably where it goes. Pixelated something, because those are pixelated images.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made pixelation, random, generated pixelation.
Yeah, social capital is a real thing. And I understand where Tarzan is coming from. I'm sympathetic to that view. Like, what does it do? But younger people really get social capital, and really it's kind of, sometimes it's a generational thing, but social capital is a real thing. People with money want to flex, and social capital, by being in the right NFT that's limited, that's scarce, that is expensive. It's just like buying, a high-end watch. By the way, the watch market is another market that's exploding as money continues to escape the monetary system and move to hard assets, these luxury items. And I just put NFTs, the good ones that have social capital, that have worth, I put them into that bucket. Like, I really do, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is basically a club membership, and it's a club membership for very rich people, which you're getting into, right? That's kind of why I mentioned the gym membership, and then unlocking all sorts of things for you to be able to interact with other rich people through other ventures. So yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on this.
Wouldn't you agree, Moo? If people are going to get involved in the NFT space, they should always buy the more expensive stuff. It's counterintuitive. Like, the more expensive it is, the more expensive it will become down the road, rather than the other way around. Would you agree with that, or no?
Yeah, and we've talked about these kinds of ideas before, whether it's a high rise in Manhattan, right? There's or Picasso, or you name it, but there's yes and no. Yes, because these things are highly illiquid and only the richest can afford. Right? It's same thing, Han and I are familiar with the, antique guitar market, right? There's many guitar collectors out there. Is it a way to get rich? No. But is it a way to hold value or hold wealth? Yes, it is.
But does it make sense to buy a Marvin Gardens thinking it's going to become a boardwalk?
No, not at all. But these projects, if people are paying attention to this sector, they can this was available to anybody to mint for 2, right? 2 ETH. And there were opportunities for people to take part in the Discord that was open to the public, that, you know, other talented creators from other projects were being involved in. So it's not like, it's like after you have this Moonbirds, for example, you're now in a gated community. But this gated community was a different community before this mint, wide open to anybody, right? So the
Yeah, just not
opportunities are out
anybody,
there.
because $6,000 is not, you know, normal for
Well, you-
people to just go spend on a GIF image.
I don't think that it's about the GIF image. It's a lot more than that. And that's what's NFT. If people are gonna look behind the GIF image, it's not only just the image, if you like the image or not. I think it's about exclusivity.
It is.
It's about getting royalty and certain type of benefits. If it's related to music or any type of artist that you support your artist, you get in royalty. It's access to specific DAO. It's possible to get in with NFT to even buy real land. So a lot of things can be done with NFT, including ID. I think it's a lot more than just the funny monkeys. And if you're gonna look even at the Board Yacht Club, this is pretty sweet. Like, this is a very exclusive community that have access to each other. You know why people go into Harvard? It's
Right.
about the company. So people want to be in a successful company. If we look at it in this way, and this closed club, very expensive club, give you access to that. Like there is a specific club in here in Florida, like all kinds of polo club or yacht club. of
Country
some
clubs. Yep. Absolutely, Didi. I think you hit it right on the head. And Santino, absolutely right. I mean, I know what you're saying here is that, you know, your country club or your yacht club membership, right, that you could hold receipt of, that you could do things with, that might get you access to special events or whatever. That's different than your Planet Fitness here in the United States, you know, $99 or $9, you know, monthly membership, right? It's just different. I know a lot of people that go to exclusive clubs just to be around other people like them so that they can talk about or interact or entertain with other people that they feel like they're in a specific, just as you said, socials, right? A social economic status, a social group that they feel part of.
There is a sentence that if we want to look at our successful future, we need to look at the 4 people that are closest to our life. This is pretty much will give us pretty much a knowing of the available opportunities to us. So when you have access to this type of club with these A-type people, super successful, the opportunities are a lot bigger.
They are 100%. Yep. And sometimes those opportunities are just due to access, right? You could take people of varying social economic status that could have the same personality or whatever, but you don't necessarily have the access, right, to maybe other successful people or something you can bring to the table, right? Anyway, I didn't expect us to go down this road, but we can get woo with this topic too, which we won't do today. But
I need to get a better class of friends, according to Didi. I definitely need to step up my game if that's true. I'm gonna dump the 4 closest people. I'm thinking who they are now. I'm dumping them tomorrow morning.
damn.
Hey, I've always said you guys are just holding place until I get my rich friends. That's all.
Well, you know, holding these things called ripples a long time ago, I felt like I'm on the outside of the XRP club. That didn't make anybody laugh.
Are you trying to trigger people right now? I think you are. I think you are.
I know.
Listen, you can always join the XRP auxiliary Coast Guard Reserve if you need to. I'll let you in there.
They have cool ball caps.
Yeah.
Yes.
As long as I get to drive the yacht every once in a while. I want to show.
They don't have yachts.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. All right.
not
Well,
yet anyway.
I guess I gotta find a better club then. No offense. No, see, now I'm playing. Okay, that now. Okay.
Was
And
that
this
that
is actually
cue?
one of the benefits to be a member of the Psychic Nerds Club. You have access to people that into crypto, that understanding it in crypto for years, and you can talk to them, send a direct message, hear their opinion, and obviously they're influencing your opinion because you're learning more.
Absolutely, 100%.
The Psychic Nerds.